Hello. So, I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about spirit. Um, I remember when I first started YouTube with an old channel, I would always talk about spirit and our events, what happened that day, what happened one year, and just talk a lot about spirit. Um, and I've realised that I have quickly stopped talking about them. Um, and that's because around 4 years ago I lost contact with spirit. We both lost contact with each other. And it's very hard. I don't even know how it happened. Um, Even Charlie cannot get in touch with them. It's like someone has thrown away the phones and we're not allowed to speak to each other anymore, or someone's blocked my number from them. Um, but all I remember is that I had a meditation about my fear, trying to let go of my fear, and I was interrupted by it, so I quickly jumped out of the meditation, so I never really got to finish it. And basically in the next day or so I started to notice that they were not around anymore. I couldn't sense them around. For me, I don't hear them, I don't taste them, I don't see them or anything like that. All I do when I sense spirit around is I can feel them. I can feel the atmosphere changing. I can feel when someone else is in the room. Just like you can probably sense when the dog or your cat or an animal, your pet, or when someone else you live with is in the house. That's how I can tell when spirit are in that room. And I noticed that was going, and it suddenly switched off, and I couldn't sense spirit, I couldn't sense the plant spirits, I couldn't sense other spiritual beings, I couldn't sense my animal spirits, any kind of spirit I couldn't sense at all, and with energy altogether I couldn't sense. Even with my Reiki, I can't sense the energy going into that person and feel the healing being done, so it's knocked that off. So it's pretty tough for me to try and go about my usual way with my practices, because my practices were based around spirit. So if I can't sense them or work with them, how can I work with them if I can't sense them? It's even hard for me to try and work with my ancestors. And one of my guides, or two of my guides, I don't know, is my granddad, and he died when my dad was only 15, so I never got to meet him. So it was nice for him to be around and for the connection to just go and leave me with that feeling. I just felt like I was grieving. It's horrible. I've spent many nights crying over them. I've gotten into really low places because of it. There are many people who say that don't get involved with spirit or don't get into spirit work because it's so much hard work, but they don't realise it's also hard work when they're not around, when you don't sense them anymore, when they're not there demanding your attention. It's still hard work, and you don't realise how lonely you are until they are not contacting you. So yeah, it's been pretty tough for the past 4 years trying to rebuild my practices, because they're not around, so I've got to figure out what else I can do, what else was my path based around. And I've had so many readings being done, and the message coming back with just wait, be patient, things will go back to normal soon. If you try to force it, things will change and all that. So I've been trying to wait patiently for the past 4 years, and I got a lovely message earlier on in the month, saying things are happening, and yeah, I've noticed that spirit have slowly been coming back into my life. They've been hiding things about, playing games on me, nudging me every so often. So they're slowly coming back, and it's great to have them back in. I probably look scary smiling. I never smile really in the videos. But yeah, it's lovely to have them back. It's lovely to have that feeling, and I hope I can work on it to make it better. I realised I took spirit for granted, and I never really thanked them for what they did for me in my life. They were there when I was having my dark times. They were the only ones who I could really class as friends. They were there every single day and didn't leave, and I never thanked them for that. And I know I should, and I'm apologising now to them. I'm hoping to try and give them an offering. Trying to figure out what though. But yeah, they're coming back, and I can't wait.